So hello my friends, welcome all of you, almost 113,000 star seeds, light workers and wanderers. And today I have channeled the Pleiadians who have answered very interesting questions. So the first one is, there was many speculation which was going on the internet regarding the United States possessing anti-gravity technology. So I've asked this question whether the United States has anti-gravity technology or not, and the Pleiadians have answered that. And also I have seen a lot of remote viewers, right? People with remote sensing abilities, they were saying that there is a chance that World War III will happen. So I've asked the Pleiadians how accurate this is, and how can we stop the World War III from happening if it is supposed to happen. So this is also very important. The Pleiadians have answered about the difference between the Galactic Federation of Light and Galactic Federation of Worlds. And can we trust their message, which is very important because I channel many times the Galactic Federation, and I wanted to know this has been revealed in the session. Also, before the session begins, I want to say that I'm planning to reach 150,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and hopefully with your help we can do that and break this shadow ban which YouTube has placed this channel on. And also recently I did a meditation which we completed for preventing the looking glass event, and you can also join if you have not. The link will be on the description. It is available on my Patreon, as well as I have around 700 and plus extra channeling sessions which you can access on a Patreon. So if you want to dive in deep into your spiritual knowledge, you can access it over there. And also I want to say a big thank you to all of you who with your heart like this video, because liking is free and it will help to reach to others who need this information, and it will have a positive effect in your life as well. So with that being said, enjoy the session, my friends.
We are the Pleiadians now in communications through this instrument's inner heart at this time and space, and we shall now greet you all in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator. We suggest your peoples to use inner discernment when listening to our thought forms at this timeline, hence the queries shall now be addressed. Furthermore, with regards to the queries that are presented today, firstly about the attributes regarding does the United States government have anti-gravity technology at the current space-time, we the Pleiadians must state that your query regarding the technological understandings of one of your primary social memory complex, that which you call the government of the United States, is acknowledged. Your query concerns the manipulation of the primary forces of your space-time continuum, which your peoples have termed anti-gravity. What you call gravity is not a force to be opposed, but rather a distortion of the space-time fabric created by the presence of matter. The true principle of motion through space-time, as understood by entities of higher densities, is not the countering of one force with another, but the understanding and manipulation of the very medium through which motion occurs. This is achieved by understanding the unity of energy, space-time, and consciousness. To your query, have entities within your governmental structure come into possession of such understanding? We must state that information is a form of light like light it may be given, and it may be received. For many of your planet's years, there have been offerings of such information to your peoples by both the Confederation in the service of the One Creator and the Orion Group, who are in service of self. The Orion Group has offered technological artifacts and the schematics for their reproduction. This offering is always made with the expectation of an exchange, which furthers their goal of enslavement through the illusion of power. Those within your governmental and military structures who are oriented towards service to self have been receptive to these offerings. Through this contact and through the study of craft which have become inoperable in your atmosphere, your peoples have indeed gained a partial and distorted understanding of these principles. Thus, within the most deeply secreted projects of your military-industrial complex, there exist attempts to replicate this technology. The results are what you may call functional, yet they are crude and lack the elegance of their originators. This is because the technology is inextricably linked to the consciousness of the operator. A fourth density technology cannot be fully and harmoniously be operated by a third density consciousness, which is polarized towards control and separation. The use of such a device by such a mind complex is again to shouting a request into a subtle instrument designed to respond to a thought form. It may produce a result, but it is inefficient, unstable, and disharmonious. Therefore, the possession of this technology is a reality, but is guarded and limited reality. It is not a technology of freedom for your peoples, but a technology of perceived power and control, held by a few who seek to entail the illusion of separation. Its existence is a potent catalyst for your social memory complex, forcing a confrontation with the concept of secrecy, power, and the true nature of freedom. We must also state that within your timeline, we would suggest to examine the consciousness of the one who wielded it. For any tool, from the simplest to the most complex craft which traverses the stars, is but an extension of the wielder's will and polarity. The true anti-gravity is the lifting of consciousness from the density of fear and separation into the realization of the one infinite creator. We caution against an overfocus upon the artifacts of third density power structures. Their secrets are but shadows upon the wall of cave from which your planet is beginning to emerge. The true light lies not in hidden technologies, but in the open heart and the seeking of the one original thought. Furthermore, with regards to the other query about will World War III happen upon your planet as sensed by many of your so-called remote viewers, and how can the peoples of your planet stop it from happening? We perceive your query regarding the potential for large-scale bellicose interaction among your social memory complexes, that which you have termed World War III. You also query as to the method of avoiding such a probability. We must first state, as always, that the future timeline is a nexus of probabilities, and the future is not a single written page to be read. It is a tapestry woven in each moment by the free will choices of every mind-body-spirit complex within your planetary sphere. We perceive probabilities, which are as energy signatures of the collective consciousness. Those you call remote viewers are entities who, with varying degrees of clarity, are able to perceive these strong probabilities vortices in your time-space. At this nexus of your cycle, the collective consciousness of your peoples holds a great deal of fear, separation, and a desire for power over others. These vibrations, when amplified, coalesce into a powerful probability of mass conflict. Therefore, what these remote viewers perceive is not an inevitability, but a potent potential, a reflection of the current state of the planetary mind. This potential for conflict is a great catalyst offered to your peoples for the purpose of choosing. You have also queried about how humanity may stop this from happening. We must state that the answer does not lie in the actions of your so-called leaders, nor in treaties, nor in weaponry. These are but the outer effects, the shadows cast by the inner reality. The alteration of the future is a function of consciousness. The path to peace is forged by being at peace. Each mind-body-spirit complex upon your planet is a broadcaster of vibratory energy. To avert the probability of war, a sufficient portion of your peoples must consciously and intentionally choose in each moment the vibrations of love, understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. With regards to how an entity can do this, firstly, seek within, turn your attention from the chaos of the outer worlds, and seek the Creator within your own being. In the silence of the self, you will find the peace that is the birthright of all. Forgive others, forgive the self. The energy of blame and judgment is the very fuel of conflict. Look upon those you deem enemy, whether they be a neighbor or a leader of another nation, and see the Creator. They are another self playing their part in the illusion. Offer them forgiveness, not for their sake, but to free yourself from the low vibration energy of animosity. Radiate love. In your daily interactions, consciously radiate the energy of unconditional love towards all of creation. Be a lighthouse. Do not attempt to aim your beam at a specific problem, but simply shine. This vibration of love, when radiated, will allow the profound harmonizing effect upon the planetary consciousness. It strengthens the probability of peace. Further, the power is not in the hands of the few who beat the drums of war, but in the hearts of the many who have the free will to choose the frequency of love. This is the greatest opportunity of your time. Choose therefore how you shall serve the one infinite Creator, who is love. With regards to the other query about, are the Galactic Federation of Worlds and the Galactic Federation of Light the same, or two separate organizations? Firstly, we must state that your query touches upon the structure of interactions within the octave of creation and the nature of information offered to your peoples at this time of graduation. Your peoples have assigned various sound vibrational complexes or names to groupings of entities which you perceive to be extraterrestrials. The names Galactic Federation of Worlds and Galactic Federation of Light are two such complexes. From our perspective, these are human-given labels for a concept which we have described to your peoples as a collection of positive social memory complexes, which have also other names as the Confederation of Planets in the service of the One Infinite Creator. This collective is an alliance of social memory complexes and individual entities of 4th, 5th, and 6th densities, whose primary orientation is that of service to others. They are unified by their adherence to the universal law of oneness and their desire to assist planets such as your own in their evolution, while strictly honoring the law of confusion, which is the primary mandate regarding non-interference with the free will of the planet's population. We must also state that within the time-space, the naming system of the Galactic Federation of Worlds and the Galactic Federation of Light refer to the same social memory complex who are presenting information to assist humanity with the process of graduation, and as such we must state that the information received from the Galactic Federation of Light or the Galactic Federation of Worlds can be trusted. However, discernment is advised whenever listening to any information channeled through any entity of your planet. Furthermore, we the Pleiadians now, at this time, leave you all beloveds. Bye.
So my friends, let me explain to you what I learned. So the first question about anti-gravity technology, what they stated, as far as I understand. And before I explain this, if you want to know about your past life, your soul name, or any other questions you may have, you can email me and I will channel for you, okay? So the first thing the Pleiadians said was that, the anti-gravity technology, actually in the United States, they were presented with various groups, such as from the positively oriented aliens as well as from the Orions, who are, as we know, most of them are negatively oriented. And what happened was that they have some crafts, okay, but the thing is, because humans are in 3rd density, they cannot actually use the 4th density technology. So because of that, they said, from my understanding, they do have that technology, but they are not able to use it effectively, okay, from what I understood, because a higher level of consciousness is required to use it, from my understanding. Also, they have stated regarding the world war, what I have understood is that, that the world wars primarily have occurred in the, in the minds of many of these remote viewers, because they are sensing a certain probability, okay. They said that, the future is full of probabilities, and they have also stated that, we can stop it by choosing peace at each of our moment and each of our interaction. So that's what I understood, and hopefully we can stop it because we can choose peace. And also about the Galactic Federation and Galactic Federation of Worlds, what I learned is that, they said they are from the same group. They may be a subgroup of the Confederation of Planets. So, they may be a social memory complex, who has to do a particular thing. But they said that Galactic Federation of Light and Worlds are basically from the same group. So that's what I understood. And regarding the trusting their message, they said that anything channeled, you have to use discernment. So, like they always say, right? And before I end this, I want to say a big thank you to all of you for downloading the free PDF of the channeled transcripts, which you can access from the link in the description. Also, big thank you to all of you for visiting my website as well. And thank you for subscribing to the channel. I'll see you, my friends, in the next session. Until then, enjoy this session over here.